Whether you are looking for a part-time job, starting or changing careers, you will need a good resume. Hiring managers look at a lot of applications, so you want your resume to be both memorable and easy to read. To accomplish these two things, you need to consider both document design and appropriate content. In this video, we'll cover appropriate content. I want you to remember 6 things to put on your resume. Let's get started. Number 1, and pretty obviously, you should have your name, and it should be the first thing the reader sees, so make it big. After your wonderful name, put your contact information, your phone number, your email address, and probably your physical address too. As you can see, I put all 3 and centered it below my name. Now after you identify yourself, you're going to identify the position you are applying for and the company or organization you are applying to. This is called your objective. You may use a couple of words to identify yourself, but brevity is best here. For example, experienced freelancer, that's who you are, seeking graphic design position at Immunoshield Inc. Putting your objective helps the reader identify who you are and connect it with who they are. The rest of your resume will prove to them why you're a good fit for the company. Remember that some industries prefer licenses and certifications in their own section at the very top. And it may vary depending on the industry how you do that, so make sure to check up on that. Following that, put your education. Now if you went to or are going to an institution of higher education, like college or university, then don't worry about putting where you went to high school. If you have high school experiences that are relevant, then sure, go ahead and use them in your experience section. But ideally, you have more recent and more impressive experiences since high school that'll take precedent. Everything so far is pretty standard. What comes next can depend on the type of resume that you're writing. There are 2 basic types: a chronological resume, based off your work history, and a skills-based resume, based off anything you've accomplished. In this video, we'll focus on the latter. Both resumes are similar, but the skills-based resume doesn't attach your experiences to jobs, rather to school, volunteer work, even hobbies, and other personal experiences that you have. So that's the one we'll focus on. So this means, following education, add a section called skills and experiences. Below this, add about 3 subcategories. This will be relevant topics in areas that you excel. Below each topic, add about 3 or 4 success statements to prove what you've done. Feel free to pause the video and read my examples. The best thing to do is to start each line with a past tense action verb. Use these past tense action verbs to really solidify your accomplishments. I'm talking words like organized, authored, collaborated, published, and designed. Find a good verb for each of your accomplishments and briefly explain it. Consider Googling resume action verbs and you'll find lists to help you get started. A good tip here is to use numbers in your success statements and write them in numeral form so that they stand out. For example, produced 14 product labels for an Amazon business as a freelance graphic designer. Those skills and experiences will be the bulk of your resume. Wrap it up with the dates of any previous work history. If there are any large gaps in your work history, hopefully it was due to schooling or other volunteer work that's addressed somewhere in your resume, so that doesn't look like you're doing nothing. So if you can help it, don't be unemployed for too long. It doesn't look good. But I believe in you. On this kind of resume, your work history can be brief and it doesn't even need to be full sentences. For example, courtesy clerk, comma Safeway, comma Woodland Hills, California, from 2014 to 2016, etc. That is the basic content, and the way I learned to write a resume, you don't even need to include professional contacts at the end. After all, if your potential employer wants to learn more about you, they can probably find you on Facebook. But maybe do have a couple of names and numbers in your back pocket in case you're asked for them. To recap, you should have 6 main things on your resume. Do you remember them all? Your name, your contact information, your objective, your education, your relevant skills and experiences, and your work history. That's it. That's all you need, so keep your resume brief. In the work history section at the end, you may find it helpful to include any leadership positions or volunteer work that you've done too. However, avoid putting the name of any applicable institutions here to protect you and your employer from discrimination. For example, if you volunteered for a church, write nonprofit church organization instead of the title of that particular church. After that, you just need to make sure that your resume is formatted nicely, so don't forget to watch my next video. You are almost there, so good luck. And most of all, remember to smile.